Hey, and good morning, everybody. This is Sherman Ray. It's time for Living in Vegas magazine podcast. We'll see. All right. Hey, and good morning, everybody. It's Sherman Ray, and this is Living in Vegas magazine, the podcast. I'm your host and servant, Sherman Ray, publisher of Living in Vegas magazine. We're actually official now, folks. Yeah, I know it's pretty amazing. It's over the weekend. We'll talk about some of the things that happened this weekend, but we're official. We're up and running, and gosh, it just something to be said. Feeling like you're official. You know what I mean? It's just very cool. So we'll talk a little bit about party we had this weekend a little later. But what are we going to talk about today? So today we're actually going to be talking about MLK Day because it's actually Martin Luther King's birthday, the day we celebrate MLK Day. We'll talk about some of the stuff that happened this weekend because, oh dear Lord, it was Vegas, and I was. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about that a little bit more, and we'll talk about some postponements, stuff going ahead, that kind of stuff. So, anyways, so this weekend we actually had the launch for a magazine, Livin in Vegas magazine. So we actually officially launched. The official launch was January 1st. Okay, that was the day we actually got it up and running. And can you guys see me? I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit more. Okay, that way you can see a little bit more. I know you can see a little bit of I've got a little bit of background there, but it's all right because I want you to see the top of my head there. There we go. I actually had a lady say to me, her name is Linda, same as my wife. She said, she goes, Sherman, you've got a lot of hair. It's just on the wrong side of your head. Ha, 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 ha. Anyways, thank you, Linda, for being so kind and so generous. So we had the official launch of the magazine was January 1st. We actually had our launch party Friday night. Saturday. So Saturday, January 15th, we had the launch party. We were at the Mandalay Bay. Boy, it was fun. Oh my gosh, it was fun. Things at the Mandalay Bay have changed. So some of you folks who showed up there, we had a pretty good crowd of people that showed up there. And things have changed at the Mandalay Bay. I have to say. Yes, they have. And I, being a man married 30 years and going on 31 years, glad me and my wife are very solid. Very solid. Oh my gosh. But I want to thank everybody for showing up for the event. And if you missed the event, folks, guess what? Don't worry about it because we've already planned our next event. We just have to, verify the location. And we're going to be calling them happy hours. So we're going to be doing the happy hour. We've entitled it. And so we're going to be doing those moving forward we're probably going to have them twice a month. So we'll be having happy hours twice a month. So you'll actually get to check that out. So I hope you're able to join us for some of those events, which will be really cool. Yes, I'm losing a little bit more weight, folks. I can tell. I'm just kind of losing a little bit more weight. It's going to be bikini weather. Yep, bikini weather's coming up. I'll be wearing my Speedos and working on my tan. So back to the magazine. Magazine launched officially, the launch party January 15th, and you can still get a copy of it, folks. You can definitely get a copy of it, and you can just go to our website and check that out. It's over at livininvegasmagazine.com, or excuse me, livininvegas.com. Let's put that up. Let's put that web. There we go. Livininvegas.com. Livininvegas.com. We've actually changed the website, and it's going to go through some more revisions because we've got a lot of cool stuff that we're putting on there. We'll be putting on videos. So we had people asking us, where can they actually get a copy of the hard copy of the magazine? And I don't have one here. But we're actually working on that right now. So hopefully by the middle of the year, we'll actually do a hard copy of it. Maybe our third release of the magazine will be a hard copy. It'll be a street edition. It really is up to you folks. More advertisers, the more likely we are to get it out as quickly as possible. So if you would like to be an advertiser, and we had a lot of people who came to the event and who have spoken to me over the last couple of days and said, "Hey, Sherm, we want to advertise in the magazine." And really cool, folks. We can get a lot of people, and we can reach a lot of people with your brand and all the cool articles and some of the cool stuff that's in the magazine. So just go to livinvegas.com. You can actually check out the magazine. There's actually a link to it, take you right to it. It's a digital edition. Flip the pages, all that cool stuff. It's very cool stuff. So I invite you to do that. So this weekend, also, I want to I'm going to probably put Gilda's contact on it. We've got Gilda Graham, who's actually in our magazine, has graciously accepted the offer to become the director of sales and business development for Livin in Vegas magazine. So I want to thank Gilda for doing that. She's just a rock star. She really is, folks. She's a film producer. She does TV. She does theater. She does all kinds of stuff. And I'm glad to call her a friend. And when I told her about the opportunity to do this, she said, "Hey, I can do that too." And I said, "Come on board." So very excited about that. Today is MLK Day. We were talking about that before. It's MLK Day this weekend. There's a lot of road closures. Okay, there's a lot of road closures. Let me tell you, the road closures actually started in Las Vegas 6 o'clock this morning, and they basically, our MLK Day, Martin Luther King Day parade, is, I think, started 40 years ago, and it is probably one of the largest observances of Martin Luther King's birthday in the nation. It started 40 years ago. I was watching a story about it earlier, and I remember the first one when it happened 40 years ago, and just handful of people were there, and now it's one of the largest in the nation. So they've actually closed off some of the downtown area, 4th Street, from 4th Street from Charleston to Stewart, and on all sides. Okay, so 4th Street. So many of you know 4th Street runs north and south, and Charleston Boulevard and Stewart. So Stewart would be on the northern side of it. Charleston would be on the southern side of it, and then 4th Street and gosh, that doesn't make sense. 4th Street, Charleston to Stewart. So it looks like they missed a street here on the directions here. But I'm going to put a link to it. We'll put a link to it on the website. So we'll put a link to it on our website. We'll actually put a link to it also on our Facebook page, because we're actually on 4 different Facebook pages. We're on both Livin in Vegas Facebook pages. We're on my Facebook page, which is Sherman Ray. And so you can actually check that out there. And I think we're on Black Success Magazine. It's very cool. So this weekend, okay, I know I've actually been avoiding this. The Raiders. That's how the Swami calls them. The Raiders played against the Cincinnati Bengals this weekend, folks. It was a wild card blitz, and guess what? We came up short, just a little short, 26-19. This is going to probably go down in history as probably one of the most controversial games in NFL history, besides the Dallas Cowboy game. And if you watch a Dallas Cowboy game, it was the 1:30 game. The Raider game was the early game on Saturday, and no, it was the late game on Saturday. But here was the deal. There was a pass, and I had the clip. I for some reason, can't get it to play. But there was a pass attempt by Joe Burrow, who is the quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals, and he passed it to a receiver in the end zone. Unfortunately, and they scored a touchdown. Unfortunately for the Raiders, the call that would have nullified that touchdown and made them repeat the down was not observed. It was a missed call. And so many of you saw that game. You saw the pass, and this was bad. I mean, this was just so bad. Joe Burrow was running towards the sideline, and it looked like he stepped out of bounds. It looked like he stepped out of bounds as he was throwing the ball. And as the ball was in mid-flight, they blew the whistle. Everybody basically stopped, and the guy who the ball was meant for, he caught the ball in the back of the end zone, and they said, "Hey, it's a touchdown," but everybody had stopped. By rule, the NFL says no. You got to play the down over again. Everybody stopped. The whistle blew. The play was over with. You can't continue a play. Well, needless to say, that officiating crew that blew the call and called the touchdown, they're not doing any more NFL games for the rest of the playoffs. And they shouldn't. Really. So what should have happened, and many of you know this, what should have happened is the referees have the ability to stop time, to start time. They should have stopped time and allowed for that call to be reviewed 20, 30 times. If it had to go back to New York for the NFL commissioners and everything else, they should have done it. And they didn't. And so as a result, the Raiders lost the game by a touchdown. Gosh, think of that. They lost it by a touchdown. This game, it changed the whole trajectory of the Raiders. And the Raiders actually had not been in the playoffs for, a couple of years, quite a few years. The same sort of thing happened during the Dallas Cowboy game. Okay, and we won't go into the whole Dallas Cowboy game because they're not in Vegas. They just happen to be, team I love. Well, in addition to what's going on with the Raiders for the playoffs, now Rich Bisaccia is his position as interim coach or permanent coach is up in the air. The players have basically said, we want this guy. We want Rich Bisaccia. He's our guy, and we want him here with us. And right now, it's just kind of up in limbo. So we'll find out. We'll find out if Mark, and the rest of the guys say, hey, we want Rich to be the guy because he could do it, and the players would be just excited about it. Okay. So what else is going on? Oh, UNLV. Love my UNLV Rebels. So UNLV Rebels are supposed to be playing against San Diego State, and their game has actually been rescheduled. So they're going to be taking on the Aztecs on January 24th at 6 p.m. And so that'll be a game that'll be up and up. So this is the Rebels. If you've not been keeping up with them, and you should have, I'm gonna wear my Rebels pin. I got a whole Rebels thing. If you've not been keeping up with the Rebels, or keeping up with what's going on at UNLV, really stay tuned to our show. You will find out, because I'm going to talk about the Rebels until the cows come home, because I'm a Rebels booster. I'm a Rebels guy. That's what I do, and I love the UNLV Rebels, and I'm hoping that everybody else does too. I was fortunate to have attended UNLV, was part of the athletic program there. I was part of the support staff. I never played. Okay, want to let you know. I was pretty good in football, and but that's not big. You know what I mean? I'm 6'2". No, I'm not 6'2". Okay, I'm 5'7". But a lot of great guys are 5'7". Okay, I'm not sensitive about how tall I am, but a lot of guys my size are very famous guys. So the Rebels are doing some great things. Their new athletic director, Eric Harper, is doing a fantastic job. Not that the athletic directors before him, Desiree or Tina Kunzer, who was before that, were not great athletic directors, but Eric is really pulling out all the stops. So really, folks, if you can support anybody in Las Vegas right now, Eric Harper is the guy. He's the new athletic director. He's been a part of UNLV for many years, and he was the interim director after Desiree left. And Desiree, I think she went to Indiana or something like that to be the athletic director there. But he got the nod. Finally, the official announcement on him was like Thursday. And so we went to the game. My brother-in-law, Chip, and I, he's so gracious, and he's been inviting me to the games, which is real cool. And so Eric was there, the athletic director, and we were in the VIP. They got a little VIP lounge for all these boosters and stuff like that. Really nice little place. And so he stood up in the middle of the crowd. He's got his Rebel gear on, which I love. I mean, I love seeing an athletic director sold out for the Rebels, sold out for their team. He's got his Rebel gear on. He could be wearing a suit, and he was the first time I met him. He was wearing a nice suit, not unlike mine. Right? So he stood up and he said, "Look, guys, we cannot. I can't do this by myself. I need your help. We can do it." The crowd gets up. Yay! Eric. Okay, so we want to support this guy. We want to help him fill the stands. They're doing a drive right now to fill the stands for UNLV. As a matter of fact, the last game they played, who did they play against? Fresno? It was rocking. I mean, rocking. They lost by like 4 points. People did not leave that game. I mean, they did not leave that game until the final buzzer, because you didn't know. You just didn't know who was going to win. That's how exciting it is over at UNLV. It's just very cool stuff. As a matter of fact, while we're talking about sports, Vegas Golden Knights, they're playing tonight. Okay, they're playing against Pittsburgh. Yeah, Pittsburgh Penguins. They've been off for a couple of days now, and they'll be playing over at the Fortress this evening, which will be cool. And so I hope you guys can check that out. Matter of fact, I put an article up that we just released, and it was talking about some great things that you can do for under $50 in Vegas. I mean, great things that you can actually go out and have a great time for under $50. Because this weekend, for the launch party, we spent an arm and a leg. Wow. My wife was not happy. She wasn't sad, but she wasn't happy. And we have found a list of things that you can do, from sporting events to entertainment, to going out, dancing, all that kind of stuff. We put it on our website, and you can check that out. It's right on the front page. So I think, I forgot what the name of the article was, but some great things to do in Vegas for under $50, something like that. Actually, I got a comment from somebody who said, "Hey, thank you so much. I did not know what to do here in Vegas because it can be pretty expensive here in Vegas, especially because we're geared towards tourism, that kind of stuff. Bottle service, $500, $500 to start with. Okay, if you want to get bottle service anywhere in town, $500 for a bottle of $14 booze. Okay, well, we're cutting through that stuff. You locals don't want to be spending $500 every time you go out the door. Okay, so we've found some great deals for you. There's a lot of craft brew places in town. There's so much stuff to do, so you can check that out. So there was let's get back to some articles. In other related stuff, there's a lifeguard shortage. There's a lifeguard shortage in forcing Clark County to push back pool openings and adjust operating hours at almost every facility in town. So this is going to be a big story, folks. I think we're really the COVID thing has really killed everybody, and so what they're doing is they're saying, "Hey, look, despite they desperately need staff right now because you can't open these pools without lifeguards. You just can't do it." So we're going to leave a link to this where you can actually contact the city or the county, and you can, if you want to be a lifeguard. As a matter of fact, there was a story about teachers too. Same thing. The Clark County School District is having a hard time filling positions, substitute positions, and everything else. We'll leave links to all this stuff because there are people who want to work, and you can actually be a part of that. We're going to move on, folks. What time is it? Okay, we've got enough time here. So next, actually tomorrow, day after tomorrow, we'll do it tomorrow. So tomorrow we're actually going to be airing an interview I had with Tom Reese. Tom Reese is a dear friend of mine, known him for many years. And Tom is a writer. But he's not any old writer. I mean, this guy actually gets paid to write. So He's a professional writer, written a number of books, and he's coming out with a new book. I'm going to have him on tomorrow, so we'll air that interview I had from Tom Reese tomorrow, and so check out the show. It'll be pretty cool. As a matter of fact, your kids are still going to be off school tomorrow. Have them wake up. It's really Tom. When he writes stories, they're like more like an Indiana Jones type thing, where it's really just a lot of action, that kind of stuff. So check that out tomorrow. You'll love that story. Let's go. I'm going to skip that story. Let's go to the other one. Okay. Let's talk about this. We got some road closures in town. So many of you probably knew that we actually had some road closures in town, and we mentioned this last week that we were having road closures. It's actually going to be for the next 9 days, as a matter of fact. Their Eastern Avenue is closed under the I-515 90 or the US 95 area. So many of you knew that they've been working on the Spaghetti Bowl area as you go into the Spaghetti Bowl, just past downtown area. That whole area back there on the 95 or the 515, I-515, for those of you who look at signs, and so they call it the bounce. So it's a big aquifer. It's kind of a temporary overpass that they've got to make solid. They've got to make it permanent. So they've been working on it. They're going to continue to work on the thing, and so they're closing down. Wow, it started Friday. I think it started Friday. What we talked about. Work will begin. It started at 12 a.m. Monday. So it started, what is it, 8 hours ago, 9 hours ago. And it'll remain closed for 9 days until January 25th. So we're going to leave a map on our Facebook page and on our website where you can actually check this out. It's a big area, folks. So if you don't want to get, slowed up, it's going to be, you want to check this out, especially if you're on that east side of the I-15. If you're on the east side of it, you're in that eastern area, you want to look at this, because if you're not, you're going to be screwed. Especially if you've got some place to go and you just need to get there, you need to avoid that area. Okay, at least for the next 9 days. Okay, just want to let you know about that. What else we want to talk about? There is a national monument that we've got, and many of you probably have seen this before. These petroglyphs that we have out in in the desert. So a Nevada congresswoman and several elected and tribal officials announced support for national monument designation over a broad area of an area south of Las Vegas. That's basically, this area right here has got a bunch of these petroglyphs in it. Now, this is really important, folks, that we actually keep an eye on this, because we have some natural resources, or I shouldn't say natural resources, sacred sites that the Indian community that was here before all of us were here have actually deemed as sacred areas. And we've got Paiute, we've got Hualapai, we've got all kinds of Indian groups that are here, and they're going to designate these areas as national monument areas, and they should be, because you know what happens, and this we've been really good about this. People in Las Vegas have been really good about this. People have been here for a long time, have been really good at respecting those sites. And once again, I'm going to put this back up here again too, because this oops, wrong one, sorry. This is a petroglyph, and can you see that in the middle of the thing right there? It looks like a big I or an H turned on its side. I'm almost guaranteeing you that doesn't belong there. Okay, almost guaranteeing you that doesn't belong there. So we have a lot of climbing areas. We have a lot of just beautiful areas where those lands have been sitting there for literally hundreds of years. And they should be deemed national monument areas, sacred areas. Don't mess with those areas, okay? There's plenty of other places you can go climbing. There's plenty of other places you can go, dirt bike riding and riding your, ATVs and stuff like that. We want to preserve those areas for generations to come, right? So that's what we do. It's kind of, I think I don't think it's anything too much to ask, right? No, it shouldn't be. We just have a couple minutes left. There is an NFL themed store that's officially opening its doors at the Forum Shops at Caesar's Palace, and it just opened up on Saturday. It's called the NFL Las Vegas. It's called NFL Las Vegas, presented by Visa. Okay, you probably could have thought of a different name, but that's right. Store is a partnership with the retail company Legends Hospitality. So it's going to be in the Forum Shops. It's an innovative store that will offer a unique assortment of exclusive fan gear across all 32 clubs. So this is very cool. So one of the things that has happened here in Las Vegas, not only are we the entertainment capital of the world, but we've just added another crown or jewel in our crown. Okay, we're the convention center or the convention capital of the world. We're the wedding capital of the world. We have one of the largest MLK parades in the nation. Now we're getting to be sports town, and we've been talking about this. And I'll tell you, I think it's just, isn't that exciting that we can actually call ourselves a sports town? And I'm finishing up an article about the effects of the Raiders on and the Vegas Golden Knights and the Las Vegas Aces and the Aviators, what their effect is on Las Vegas. And it's profound. I'm a trend guy. I love seeing trends. I love just kind of checking out what's going on in the society, in the community, and I've been able to see trends coming. I saw the coffee trend coming in Las Vegas. The beer trend, that's the next big one. Beer and distilleries. It's going to be huge. And as we continue to add a portfolio of sports teams to Las Vegas, we're going to see mark my words, today is the 17th of January, tailgating. Okay? I wrote an article on this, folks, and you've got to read this article. And I'll give you a real quick synopsis with the last minute we have here. Las Vegas, city of 680 some odd thousand people, has about 6,500 sports associated tailgating events for the Raiders, that kind of stuff. VGK. Oakland County, a city of 420 some odd thousand people, significantly smaller than Las Vegas. Okay, Las Vegas has about 6,500 tailgates. Guess how many tailgating parties Oakland has? Okay, Oakland has the Oakland A's, and we now have their Raiders. 9,000. A city that is less than 200,000 people, who has 200,000 people less than Las Vegas, has nearly 2,500 more tailgating events on a weekly basis. Las Vegas is due. We are due, folks. I'm telling you right now. You heard it here first. I'm excited. I'm so excited. So be looking, if you're on our email list, folks, be looking for an email announcing our happy hours, the happy hour that we're going to be starting pretty quick because we've already had our launch party. So we're going to be doing that pretty quick. I hope you have a great time with the kiddos here Monday. Tomorrow also they'll be out of school. Enjoy that. Maybe go to a Vegas Golden Knight game. Or get ready for the UNLV game. Okay, it should be cool. They're doing some fan giveaway stuff. It's just so cool. But keep in touch, folks. We will be reading. We'll be bringing more and more articles to you about things that are going on in Vegas as a result of Livin in Vegas magazine. It's been Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas magazine, the podcast. We will see you again tomorrow, 8:30, for another broadcast. See you later.